Welcome to Made to Make. Here we talk about creativity, the challenges that come with it, and why we keep showing up anyway. Because hey, we are all made to make. Made to make. Welcome to the Made to Make podcast. This is formerly Painterly Life. Don't worry, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Shannon Grissom. Today we are joined by amazing painter JoAnne Perez Robinson. You know, from early doodles to award-winning work, JoAnne is a shining example of what it means to keep making year after year, no matter what's going on. Welcome, JoAnne.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome.
It's fun.
So
yeah.
Tell me about your doodles and how your childhood art experience.
Just always drawing. I mean, I remember kindergarten, the last day of kindergarten, the teacher gave me the whole bin of crayons and paper. And I came home and I felt like I had, this pot of gold or something. But yeah, I just always, and when I'd have to go to church, I would be doodling people's heads in my songbook, and I was always felt more comfortable with something drawing in my hand.
Was there a point as a child that you thought, wow, I want to do this forever, this is what I want to be, or did it come really early, or was that later?
Oh no, it was always really early. I remember talking to my friends or cousin and talking about what we wanted to be, and I always said, I want to be an artist. But I know I can't. But I would always follow it up with, but I know I can't, because it's not like something that you can earn a living at, like a weekly paycheck. And that was sort of my family. You grow up, you get a job, But so I never thought I could be an artist, but I always wanted to be, so I just kept doing it. And, I would take classes here and there, lots of workshops, things like that, but never got to go to formal art school. But yeah, I always just wanted it really bad.
So what made the shift from you thinking you couldn't do it to thinking you could? What happened?
Well, I went to community college when I was 30. I went back to school, and I was supposed to be taking a lot of bookkeeping classes, which is not me. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking I wanted a job because we were going to buy a house, and I wanted a steady job. So I did go back to school for almost 3 years, but I took a lot of art on the side. And I actually had one of my art teachers say, you should get a double. You should get a business degree and an art degree. And I didn't get the art degree, but the business part helped me, with what I did. So it was all good. But it was when I started going back to school, and I just couldn't stop. When I got a job after school, I would get up at 4:00 in the morning, set my alarm, get up at 4, and I was at my art table till the stove alarm would go off, the buzzer that I would set, and I'm like, I have to get ready and go to work. And I hated it. I wanted to stay there at my table. So that's kind of when I knew I got to do this. And then I had my daughter. I actually have a son as well, and so I had kind of two only children, because he was 16 and a half when she was born. So when she was born, I was supposed to go back to work, and my husband said, why don't you stay home with her and just do your art? Pursue your art. Yeah, he's been very supportive all these years. In fact, I couldn't have done it without him, I have to say. Very supportive. He loves art, and he's just always, encouraged me. And that's really nice. If you don't have that, I don't know how you do it. Mm-hmm. So I did. And I thought, when she sleeps, I'll paint. That's silly. That's so silly. But I did try to squeeze it in everywhere I could. And she grew up on my lap, she's a great artist to this day. She's not afraid of paint or anything. She'll just do it. And I think it's from just having no fear of, I can do this. She just grew up seeing me do it, and then she got to do it. So it's all good. And yeah, and I just made right when she was born. I just said, "This is my job now," and I really thought that I had to earn money just from my background growing up the way I did, and that's what you do. So I wanted to think of a way that I could make money with it. And at first, I started doing commissions. So I did a lot of commissions, and then when she got into kindergarten, I started like thinking more, how can I do this? And I saw these little canvases in the art store, and I thought, oh, I could paint those and I could sell those for like 20, like earring prices, $35, $25 at an art show or Art and Wine. So I did that. I painted a whole bunch of them, and I also took my watercolors because I was a watercolorist then, and started doing Art and Wine festivals, shows like that, and that really helped me, like, oh, I can sell my art. I can make money. You don't make a lot of money, but it's if you're really dedicated and you really want it, you do it. It's really cool. So I did that for a while, and then realized that it was hard to take my watercolors because they had to be in frames and glass and heavy and scratch and packing and all of that. So then I just dwindled down to starting to do only acrylics and doing the littler paintings because it was my business then.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was flashing as you were talking about this. You have music turns up in a lot of your paintings and the Beatles. And I was thinking about how hard the Beatles worked early on. They were playing 8 hours a day, just grueling hours playing, and it really honed their skills. And you did the same thing with your paintings. You did the exact same thing. And I just thought I was flashing on that because I've seen some really cool paintings that you've done of musicians.
Thank you.
And so
Yeah.
that kind of tied in. How cool is
Yeah,
that?
that's true. That's really true. I just painted from the time my daughter went to school. I would do my chores. After I took her to school, I'd do my chores, and then I would set a timer for when it was time to pick her up. And I just like jammed, I just painted really miles on the brush those years. Yeah.
Yes,
and it was good. I think that's better than art school, if you ask me. I mean, it's good to know all of the, of course, it's good to know, composition, values, all the things, right? Color. But you find that out by doing it.
Yes.
You find all those things out more by doing it. That's how you really, that's just my opinion, I think, just miles on the brush.
I'm self-trained myself, and so you start making mistakes. Then I hone in on, okay, I need help here. This is what I need to learn, and then so that's kind of how it's worked for me as well.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it really is time under the brush. There's just no substitute. Yeah.
There isn't. You get and that's why like some people quit because they want to be good right away. And I'm really glad that I kept a lot of my really early work because I go, oh my gosh, I got better. Like just keep going, don't stop, and then you will someday you'll just go, oh wow,
yes,
and you're never there. I mean, you're always learning, yeah, and you always get to this point, and then you go back. It's just that way, and I've learned that after these years that there's going to be highs and lows and valleys.
Yeah, I feel like the graph still keeps, you're still going up, 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 and there's dips, but your low is not as low as your first painting,
Right, that's definitely true.
It keeps going. And even this morning, I was working on something, and it was just not working out, and I gave it about a week's worth of time, and I thought, you know what? You don't have to finish this. Go with something, start something else. And so I painted over the whole thing with black acrylic, and I'll start something new. And I just thought that my energy was not in a place to finish that one. So
I think that you learn that when you daily paint, that just some things aren't going to happen, and you just give up on it, and it's okay. It's okay.
Well,
It's hard
speaking,
to, though.
yeah, it is.
It's hard to. You want to like make it, but if you're struggling with it, it's better just to. Not everything's going to be a masterpiece.
Right. I tried so hard, and I was so disappointed early on when they weren't. But you know what? Now I'm like, I just know. Sometimes you just got to let go and have another day. So I was thinking about your daily painting, and you're a daily painter like me, but I have not participated in the daily paintworks that you've been done. You've had tremendous success with daily paintworks.
Thank
So
you.
talk about your experience there.
That was really exciting because that started, I think it was around 2011. I think I got on this site called Daily Paintworks. And I had been like communicating with one of my favorite artists. She passed away, but Karen Jurek. And I just found her online and we started talking and emailing. And she would throw out challenges and I would do them. And she would post them on her website, me and a lot of other artists. But that's when I really got into it. I'm like, oh, I can post a painting every day and people can see it.
Yeah.
And then when I sold one the first time, I was like, oh my God. Because it opened up the whole world to me. It wasn't just where I had to drag my art to art shows to get people to see it. Now I could have them see it online. I think it was one of the best things that happened for artists, because, you could be your own gallery. Even though I like galleries, you could do your own thing and no middleman. You could just pop your art on there, and if somebody likes it, they want to buy it. There's PayPal. It's just great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Facebook too. I've sold a lot of work on Facebook, and just it's amazing.
So the paintings that you're doing, the daily paintings, those are the smaller works. I know you fell in love with painting small. So tell me what that gives you, and tell me about that experience.
Well, just to go back a little bit, before I started watercolors, I was painting on eggs. Sounds weird.
Wow.
But yeah, I did a lot of egg paintings, and I would sell them in the wineries and at work. And so I was kind of used to painting small, and I think I liked that because I would do that in the morning before work, and I could get it done. Like I could finish it because it was small. And I think that was the attraction to small paintings for me, is I like start to finish.
Yes.
And nowadays I don't do that. I still do that, but I mean, nowadays maybe I'll take a week, if I want. But at that time I was doing like 3 or 4 paintings a day.
Wow.
Wow. But they were little. They were little, but I could finish them, and I had so many subjects that I was anxious to paint, that painting small gave me that freedom, to do all these different subjects and just start to finish I was done. And I really liked it. So I would do shows on the weekend, and then I would come home during the week, paint again, and then go to another show on the weekend. And then also posting them online every day. So it kept me to the fire, because I was like, I wanted to be there to post. I wanted to see my numbers, and kind of got addicted to that, because you can see how many people are looking at your painting, how many people like it, how many people put it in their favorites. That's on Daily Paintworks. You can do that. And so I got very addicted to that. See, it's like, when you work as an artist at home, you're sort of in a vacuum. You're sort of alone a lot. So when you get online and get a reaction to your work, it's amazing. It feels good. Yeah.
Well, I know you talked about a lot of different subjects, but there's a great unity in your work. You have beautiful, vibrant color.
Thank you.
Your subjects, no matter what they are, I sense play and fun and joy and movement in everything you do. Yeah.
Thank you. That makes me really happy, because that's exactly what I try to do. It's I'm happy in there when I'm painting, and I'm so excited about my new subject and the colors I'm going to paint it. And so it's really nice that you see that, because
you can feel it when you look at your work. How cool is that?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's such a nice compliment.
It was funny because I was thinking about, you're welcome. I was thinking about the, the collectors to your mini paintings. they may be mini in size, but they have huge heart. I mean, they have huge, so
Oh, thank you.
they have a big presence. So you,
I've met so many people from my art these last 30 years. I have like dear friends that have met I met because they came and bought my art, and then they connected with me and stayed connected and bought more. Not just that, but they're friends now. So it's really just been a great journey. It's really been
oh
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've had tremendous success in lots of different areas, and I was thinking about the Gilroy Garlic Festival, which is a huge, it attracts thousands and thousands and probably millions of visitors every year, and
Did,
so
yeah.
you've won the poster contest several years. So tell me about that whole experience with the Gilroy.
Um, that was just so exciting because I entered when I was really young one time. The first time they had the contest, I entered and I didn't win, but they displayed it at the
Oh.
at the festival. So that kind of gave me a little like, oh. And then it took me like 20 years later to do it again. But then when I did it and then I didn't win, and I thought, well, I'm gonna do it one more time, So I did it and then I won first place. And so that
Oh.
that really made me feel like, okay, I'm an artist now. I don't know why it was that, but because I had been in art shows where I won ribbons and things, but it was really the poster, I think, that made me feel, finally, something really big. And then I ended up winning a couple seconds, and then so I won two first, 2 seconds, and then the last one was really special because it was the last year, or the second to the last year of the festival, and it was People's Choice, or like the
Mm-hmm.
the people who work in the festival were the ones that were voting on it. So that's really cool because it's not just one judge, it's a bunch of people. So that was fun. And then
Yeah.
I was able to have my booth there this year when they brought it back. So, and I did have my booth there for a lot of years. And I used to do the paintings for the cook-off, for so they could give as gifts.
Oh
I
wow.
did I did that for 3 years, and the first year I painted a painting for each person, and then
Wow.
yeah, and I did that the second year too, and then the third year I made one to make a print. So I'm like, oh, I can't, I yeah, I smartened up a little, but that was really fun. Just all that was just great. It was really cool. That and then getting into shout out to Studio Gallery in San Francisco. When I got into that gallery, that was really exciting because it's such a wonderful, beautiful gallery, and she does a great job. They both do, the owners, and it was just like I had to pinch myself because I'm in this gallery with all these artists that I've been admiring for years, and all of a
Mm.
sudden I'm in there with them, and so that was exciting. I think those two things were probably the biggest things that you know I mean, there's been a lot of little bit really cool things, but that those two things helped me kind of step up a little bit, get to the
Well,
next level.
on the gallery, has that shifted how the types of things you're painting, or is it just help
Oh
fuel
yeah,
your create?
I think I love that gallery because I got in the first time in the tiny show, and that's just right up my alley. It has to be 7 by 7 inches or smaller, so that's perfect for me because that's what I paint. And then the rest of the year, she has different shows, group shows, and she will throw out a theme like city streets, delicious, which is her favorite. So everything's food. And when you see all these different artists, how they take that theme and do their thing, and then it's all different, it's just exciting. It's really fun. And she's also given me a lot of collectors too that I would not have had because how would I get I don't know, there's just people from Marin, Berkeley, San Francisco. I wouldn't have been able to get those areas without maybe online, but it really helped being in her gallery, and it's just a really nice experience. I
Yeah,
just
it
love her
says.
theme. I love her themes. That she'll like this year she threw out oh, one time she threw out alphabet soup. That was really fun. And
Yeah.
so it had to be the painting had to be the first letter of, you know. So it was just so I remember I did a palette with the paint in the palette, and then my paintbrushes made an X. So it was
Oh,
X
wow.
marked the spot. So she just gets me like, you know, I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I love that. I love being thrown out a theme.
And now, a word from our sponsor. And today, that would be me. If you're creating, growing, or figuring things out, encouragement matters. The Sock Monkey Oracle card deck is something really special. It's like having a creative friend you can turn to when you need reassurance, clarity, or a gentle reminder that you're doing way better than you think. You can find it on Amazon, and it's there for those moments when you need support without judgment. That's the Sock Monkey Oracle. Find it on Amazon today. Now, back to our show. Do you ever get stuck?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
how do
I
you
do.
get out of it?
Uh, just by keeping going.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't give up and stop. I'll just go, you know, and go in there in the next day. You know, go in my
So
studio the next
you
day.
are a daily painter though. I mean you
Yeah.
paint every day. Yeah, I do that
Well,
too.
you know,
Some people are
life gets
binge
in the way,
painters.
but
Yeah.
yeah, you know, I like to be. I feel like if I don't paint every day, I don't know, I'm going to lose my edge or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I don't think you do, but I don't know. And also it's sort of a meditation for me, painting.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll go in my. I just have to do it. I like. I guess I'm used to it all these years. You know, because I started doing it when my daughter was in school. That's when I would like make my office hours. And my husband said that to me too. He said, treat it like a job, you know, punch in and punch out. And some people would say that's not good, but for me, it's been really good.
Oh,
I
it's
like
great.
treating it
It's
like a
great
job.
advice. I do the same
Yeah,
thing. I have dedicated painting time and not much anything gets in the way of that.
that's really good because
And
it
I
can be
start
put
off
on the
my
back
day.
burner.
Yeah, I start off my day painting. That way, no matter what happens and the day goes wild, I will have painted. And I'm a much nicer person when I
I
paint.
know. My daughter used to tell me, "Oh my God, Mom, go in your room." You know, and she was right. You know, it's like if I don't, you know, if you know, sometimes life gets in the way, right?
Yeah, it does.
And if
Yeah,
I have to go days without painting, I notice it in my
yeah,
body. I notice it.
yeah,
It doesn't feel good.
yeah.
So
You got to have that release. It's just got to come out.
yeah, it does. And I think that's the difference between somebody who maybe does it as a hobby and somebody who really wants to do it. I made it a job because I wanted to paint every day. That's why
Yeah,
I made it a job.
yeah,
You know, not to make money, but just I have to do this every day. So it's got to be my job. So that
yeah,
helped me a lot. Yeah.
yeah. It does.
Hmm.
Wow. So I know that right now you're always growing, and now you're experimenting with oils, and you typically use watercolor or acrylics. So how is that shaping what you're doing going forward, or are you still going back and forth?
Still going back and forth. Like if I really need to do some, if I want to like enter something, I'll probably do it in acrylic because I'm so used to that medium and I'm
Yeah.
just getting used to the oils. But I have sold a few oils at studio. So,
Yay.
you know, yeah, that was really exciting for me. That was like the first time again of selling something. But I like the oil because now that I'm able to slow down a little bit, I don't do so many of the art and wine shows. You know, it's hard to move your art from here to
Yes,
there. That's
it
just a
is.
hard thing.
It
The best
is.
part is the middle because it's not fun setting up and it's not fun tearing down. But seeing the people and talking to people is the best part. But yeah, so I can slow down a little. So now I can use the oils because I'm not so worried about them being dry.
Yeah.
You know, before I would have to have them dry by the weekend. And now, it's okay that they're not dry. And I also like that I can blend better
Yeah.
than acrylics. And I like that, that I can go in and change stuff the next day. Like acrylics, you can't really do that. You have to kind of paint over it.
Yeah.
Acrylics is a forgiving medium too, but I'm really, really liking the oils. I just have always loved looking at them. And I thought, oh, I can never do that because I can't wait for them to dry. And I don't know this medium, so I never really wanted to give it a shot. And then now that I did, I'm really happy because I'm realizing I can do it. And so I moved that barrier, and I put a lot of barriers sometimes. So that was good that I finally just kept going and until I, got comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And now I'm comfortable with it. It's not as good as acrylics because I don't, I've been doing that for 30 years. But I think I'm going to just keep going with it because I really like them.
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah.
have the same thing in reverse with the oils. So I mostly work with oils, but right now I'm working on an acrylic portrait, and I'm tempted to shift back to paint oils over the top and I'm like, no, you got to keep going, you'll get there. And
Yeah.
and there are things I like about both mediums. And once I decided that I would honor each one as it is with their strengths rather than trying to make the acrylics like oils or the oils like acrylics, then things started working better. And I think you're right about back to what you were telling yourself and then shifting your thought process on that makes everything work going forward. So that was
Yeah.
good. That was
And there
good.
is no reason why you can't do more than one medium.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the reason that you can't?
Right. We want the whole box
yeah.
of crayons, right?
Yeah. I even did some collages this Christmas. I had this huge mess, and I told my daughter, I showed her a picture, and I'm like, oh, you would have got so kicked out of the art room for this. She goes, yeah, you would have banned me from the art room because I just had this huge mess on my table, and it was hard. I'm an artist, and it was like, well, I have to figure out how to do this. You just have to
Yeah.
figure it out, but I kept going, and I was kind of happy with what I did, so might explore that even more too.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm able to kind of do more things now.
Well, what would you say to somebody who wants to have a creative life and switch from the day job? How would you help them make that transition?
I would say that for me, it was lucky that my husband was really supportive and he worked. So he has a paycheck, so I didn't really, I mean, I paid a few PG&E and phone bills and, with my art, I helped. But yeah, I had that. So I didn't have to totally freak out and worry.
Yeah.
And so I would say maybe not quit your job all at once, maybe part-time. Maybe, or maybe do it in the night or the morning like I did at first. But definitely that there's going to be highs and lows. It's not going to all be great and it's not going to all be bad. It's just always fluctuating. And I've kind of finally gotten into that rhythm. And okay, I didn't get in that show or I didn't win that. But then, oh, I won this. It's just like, oh, it goes, so I'm kind of really realizing that that's what it is. The life of an artist is just, you got to keep working.
Yeah.
You got to have people who support you. That's really, I don't know how you do it without that.
Yeah.
Because my parents really supported what I was doing, my husband, my family. So it was, that really helped because I felt like encouraged and like I was supposed to be doing that. And if someone tells you you shouldn't be, that could really be hard. So I would banish them.
Yes.
And stay with the positive and realize that there's highs and lows.
Yeah.
And if you don't get into that show or you didn't win that contest, enter another one. Just keep going. Just paint another picture. Just keep painting.
That's
keep
great
creative.
Advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even successfully as far as sales goes, or even the whole rest of it, you're I know that over my many years, I've had It's like the Dire Straits song. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, and
Exactly. That's exactly true.
and you know
Yeah.
what, you gotta keep driving. You
I
just got
know, I know. And I keep track of everything I've sold, and some years were fantastic,
yeah,
just crazy, and then some years were slow. Kind
yeah.
of like when I was taking care of my mom, or just certain times in your life, you have to life gets in the way sometimes.
Right.
That's why it's really good that you go in your studio early because in the morning and get that done. Because
Yeah,
life can, it's easy to put art on the back burner.
it is, and there are
Uh-huh.
just demands from family and other
Yes.
obligations that you need to attend to. And so if I do it first thing in the morning, heck, usually before anybody else is up, um, I've got that sacred time, and then I'm in a stronger position for whatever the day brings.
Yes. I love the morning time too because
Yeah.
no one bugs you. It's like
Yes.
if I'm up early at 6 in my studio, no one's gonna bother me. It's
Yeah.
great. The
Yeah.
phone doesn't ring. It's just good. Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah.
And you're fresh. You're kind of fresh
Yes.
and yeah. And it's not like at the end of the day where I'll do this tomorrow because I'm tired or whatever.
Well, we've had similar paths. When I was leaving my day job, I worked my way down the ladder, and so I worked part time for a while when I made the decision to become an artist and full time. And so I worked my way down the ladder, got less stressful jobs, and I did the same thing. I would get up early in the morning and paint before work because after work I was fried. I didn't want to paint,
Yeah.
and you had other stuff going on. So I did the same thing. I would get up and then I'd set a little timer so that I wouldn't get lost. Otherwise, you'd be late for work, and it just kind
Oh,
of.
the first time I got a call, are you going to come pick up your daughter? Oh, then I started setting the oven timer because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I get so in my world. I think that's why I love it. Like I said,
Yes,
it's like meditation.
it
So I just
is.
get just me and the painting, and I get
Yeah.
so into it that nothing else penetrates, and it's just like great. It
Yeah.
feels good. It feels good. Yeah. I had to kind of get a little side job too when finances were hard around 2008, and I got a part-time job or I got a temporary job at the seed company around the corner from me at Golston Seeds, and I thought, oh well, this will be good. I don't have to do meetings or anything. I'm just gonna pack seeds, just so I can come home and paint.
Yes.
And of course, it wasn't like that. It was harder than I thought. But that's when I really decided to, because when I left that, I only worked there like a year and a half, made some wonderful friends, but I realized I don't want to punch in and out. I want to be an artist, and I'm just going to do it no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's when I just really just decided to. That was like halfway through, and I just decided I can't work for anybody else. It just is not good for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because really, I could probably make more money working at, I don't know, anywhere, right? Paycheck every week. But it's just not fulfilling. It's not what I
No, it
am.
hurts your soul.
It does hurt your soul. Thank you. It does.
I've had to go back a couple times in between, and that was the first time
Yes.
I had to go
Oh,
back
yeah.
to a job. I thought, oh, I was this failure, but you know what? You do what you got to do. And
I felt that way too. I
I
felt like,
did. I felt like
oh,
I was this huge failure because here I'd been painting for
yes.
years, and then I had to suck it up and do it. And so it was hard
It
emotionally,
is hard.
but I did it, and then I end up meeting really cool people, and
Yeah.
even though I may not have liked the job, it was, I had a couple really cool ones after that. So yeah, you
Yeah,
just
I made a lot of friends at that job that I still have today, and I'm really grateful for that. So
oh
I think it was where I was supposed to be.
yeah,
You know how you
yeah,
look back and it's like a mosaic of your life. Oh, that should have happened. At the time, I
yes.
didn't want it to, but it should have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's having that mindset that everything is happening for us rather than to us.
yes, I know. And sometimes maybe it's good not to fight so much. Just to like
Yes.
go with it, go with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where can people find more information about you online?
Okay, well, I don't know. How are you? Are you good at keeping your website up to date?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you should do a workshop on that. But I try. So my website is JoAnnePerezRobinson.com.
Okay.
And then you can see everything pretty much there. And also on Daily Paintworks, you can find me in the artist search. You can find my name in Daily Paintworks, and it'll show my whole gallery. It's kind of easier to see it there.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and then just Instagram, all this stuff. I tried to do TikTok, but I don't know. All the things are a little tough for me because it gets in the way of the painting. And
Yeah.
so I figure like Facebook, Instagram, Daily Paintworks, my website, those are all places that you can find me. And
That's
I do pretty
great.
good on all of them. When one doesn't work, the other ones do. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's good to have them spread out like
Oh,
that.
and it's studio gallery. I like
Oh,
being in her
yeah.
shows. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I will put all those links in the show notes on the website. And wow. Well, thanks for
Yeah.
being here, JoAnne.
Oh, thank you. It was so fun. I love talking about art, and I don't get to. It's like my husband's sick of me. No, he's not. But like, if he has a conversation with me, it usually comes up art. So it's nice to have somebody to talk to that gets
It
it. That's
is
really, yeah.
our creative tribe. Well,
Yes.
that's a wrap for today's episode. Thanks for being here on the Made to Make podcast. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share so that I can bring more inspiring people to you. We'll see you next time.